First of all, the following is not a confirmation of the location or identification of Raxxla nor the Dark Wheel. These are merely my own musings. Some of the source material may or may not be canon. Sourced with other content linked with Elite Dangerous, such as Robert Holdstock's books and the other games. Elite Dangerous is a passionate subject, and as such I understand some people's trepidation to speculate on anything that may have a connection. If you are offended by the discussion of Barnards Loop, speculation, Thargoids, Lionel Richie, the Osir Raxxla, the Club, Permit Locks, Ancient Greece or tinfoil, please look away now. Up until recently within galactic history, Barnards Loop, like a lot of other places, was perfectly accessible. One year, this suddenly changed. Overnight, pilots woke up to find that regions within Barnards Loop were locked off. Even some pilots who were in the process of mapping the region were trapped. Their nav computers locked out from obtaining the navigation information on the nearest stellar body. If you look at Barnards Loop on the galaxy map, the first thing you will notice is its immense beauty, as if handcrafted by a group of celestial artisans. In real life, of course, the area was handcrafted by the devs in the game's early life, as if there was an eventual plan for this region of space. Of course, the official reasons to this lock-off is future content. The first thing anyone would think of when you question them about this region of space is Thargoids, and although not wrong, I do think there is something more than this. As you will have probably already noticed, there is a symbol on the head of a Thargoid interceptor that closely resembles Barnards Loop, as if used by the Thargoids as a flag or ident. As I have previously iterated, I believe there is the possibility of another major protagonist within Elite, either coming up in Odyssey or hidden away within the game. The possibility that the Thargoids are not the main threat to humanity is therefore plausible to me, that they may be acting on orders by some higher power or are fleeing from them. The confusion with me about the Thargoids as an overtly belligerent race is the fact that they are not. Unless provoked, they usually stick to studying human ships and collecting escape pods. Although it is doubtful that they are attempting contact, as they have had experience with humans for hundreds of years, and the thought of a race who grow ships to travel faster than light having difficulty translating human languages is difficult for me to swallow. What's this got to do with Raxxla, you may ask? The only concrete facts we know in relation to Raxxla is that 1. It is in the game, 2. We do not know what it is, and 3. It is connected with a journey. There is a riddle in the codex entry, but as the entry states, supposed toast of the Dark Wheel. Myself and others had demonstrated that the Galnet authors have not always been honest with the facts, that some other group controlled the narrative of the Galactic News Service. I do not discount the toast or any other aspects of the codex entry, I simply state they are possibilities and not confirmed facts. We do not know what Raxxla is, whether it's a place, the update, a server, or a new yet old race. The possible connection to Raxxla that Barnards Loop has is the Thargoids themselves. The detail FDev implemented into Barnards Loop and surrounding regions suggests to me that this area will be a canvas for major events in the future. We know that this game has one big end point. My thought is that that place is Raxxla. It is obvious that this is the end game to me. Barnards Loop fulfills all of the criteria mentioned. We have seen when questioned via previous live streams, FDev do not ignore the questions yet make the point of addressing them with the words redacted. Could Barnards Loop be the location of a gate to another region of the galaxy, or could it have some location that is key to the journey of finding Raxxla? Is there some way of unlocking Barnards Loop and the COL 70 sector's permit lock systems, whether you can do this now or in the near future? Do the Thargoids know of the location of Raxxla and protect it, as some site or group of religious significance? Is Raxxla a site the Thargoids found and studied? Or is Raxxla the hidden hand that manipulates the marionettes of this universe for the purposes of continuing their struggle, whatever that may be? The only two corporations that are connected with this area is again Sirius, with expeditions into the region, and Wreaken construction. Sirius for now I will leave alone, as I have addressed them in a previous episode. Wreaken CORP and its subsidiaries, however, are very curious. Employing over 250,000 full-time staff and owning sole mineral rights to some 49 planets, the Wreaken Corporation can be found throughout most of the Frontier and Federation worlds. Tobias Wreaken was a coal miner from Old Earth. His company adopted a cautious and steady approach to its work, and this won them a large number of contracts in the early space industry. Wreaken's descendants saw massive opportunities in the colonial charter policy of the Federation, and few colonial missions set out without a Wreaken representation and Wreaken equipment. Wreaken Defence Force, otherwise known as WCM, standing for Wreaken Construction and Mining, is a major customer for Sirius Mining, making exclusive use of their equipment under a long-term mutually beneficial deal. Wreaken operates their own fleet of federal cutters and smaller ships to provide protection to the many installations, but in extreme cases can call for backup from the Sirius Navy under its commercial relationship, so it is not unheard of a Sirius battle fleet to back up a Wreaken Defence Force. Wreaken pays for this service, but it has decided, due to the distributed nature of their installations, it is not cost effective to operate their own cruisers. Wreaken Construction is a construction corporation and subsidiary of Wreaken Corporation, based in the Zerler system. They are known for having assembled a large convoy of heavy construction ships and associated support vessels at a well-defended operation in November 3302. These were believed to be produced for the Empire to manufacture additional Majestic-class interdictors after the London Treaty was dissolved in 3302. There are relevant articles within Galnet in relation to Wreaken construction and the regions in the vicinity of the Barnards Loop Nebula. The first addresses an apparent accident of one of their installations as follows. An unidentified individual has been found dead at Wreaken construction site in the COL 70 sector. The body was disfigured as a result of radiation exposure, and identification has so far not been possible. System authorities are conducting an investigation. A representative of Wreaken Construction responded to the discovery with a statement. There have been several incidents of individuals trying to break into our facilities. This is an unfortunate event, but frankly the victim brought this accident upon themselves. Our facilities are secured for a reason. Manufacturing is a dangerous business. Meanwhile, independent pilots have reported that Wreaken construction sites are heavily guarded, and that approaching ships have been aggressively warned away by Wreaken home vessels. Some commentators believe this is directly linked with Admiral Dentron Petraeus' recent comments concerning the London Treaty. Was this fleet tasked with heading to the COL 70 sector and Barnards Loop instead of the official explanation? An observation as to the date of the articles coincides with the closure of Barnards Loop and other connected permit lock systems. As has been demonstrated, the power of Sirius is undisputable. They have connections to ask for closures in large sectors of space, and it has been demonstrated their willingness to assassinate individuals if needed. It seems there is more than one member to the club, and they are working together to ensure that whatever revelation they uncover stays in the hands of a select few. Sirius seems to guide this group. To investigate possible connections with Raxxla, look for this organisation and any other connected organisation within the Witchhead and the surrounding areas to the permit locks. Information is power, and it seems they are willing to kill in order to keep these secrets, so if you do find any trace of Wreaken or Sirius, expect hostility. Look for bases and installations that Wreaken controls by following the link below or googling the relevant organisations. Head into Barnards Loop's unclosed regions by locking onto the Witchhead Nebula, then Messier 78, then Lam 01 Orionis, then a location within Barnards Loop that is to the right of the nebula if you are looking at the object from the orientation of Sol. When arriving, look for clues that may have a possible connection to a permit lock or a piece of technology that allows you to circumnavigate the permit locks. The Thargoids could be key. A few years back, the Thargoid structures were discovered. I have my doubts to them being structures, but I will assume they are for now. Within one of those structures, a map room was found and activated, and a map of a galaxy was displayed for all to see. Images of the Milky Way do not match to this galaxy. It matches more with Andromeda, the closest neighbouring galaxy to our own. Was this map room displaying the desired destination of the Thargoids that once inhabited this place? Thank you for watching. Please feel free to discuss below. I'm sure the more well-versed members of the community will have their own theories or disagreements, and I would love to hear from them. So far, the discussion I have had with you guys has been great. I thank those who have took the time to engage me on this subject. A big thank you to Alexandra for correcting the details of the Dark Wheel video. Although the fine detail was misguided, I believe the concept of the argument was sound. The Raxxla subject is the greatest aspect of this game, and possibly the greatest Easter egg of all video game history. Whether any of my videos shed light on this subject remain to be seen. Inviting discussion on these subjects invites exposure to Raxxla, and as such invites more players to study this topic and hopefully find its location. Please consider subscribing below, and even if you want to like as well. It all helps this channel grow.